This is Jeremy Adair with InternetMarketingForBusinessOwners.com, and we're going to talk about split testing. Split tests are simply a way of splitting your visitors in half. Let me rephrase that. It's about splitting your visitors so that half go to one version of a page and half go to another, so you can see if people respond to one or the other versions better. Yes, we will not be splitting any of your visitors in half today. So a split test is where you want to make a change on a page to your website and see if that change makes a difference. So you make a copy of the page you're testing and change one thing on that copy, and then you send half of your visitors to the original version of your page and half to the new version and measure the results to see how that change affected things. Let me give you a visual example here. A split test is usually run with a special program, and there are lots of split test programs out there, but I use a free one created by Google called Google Website Optimizer. There's a link below so you can check them out. Using Optimizer, let me give you an example of a split test. Here's the most recent test I've been running. I'll show you what all the numbers mean in a moment, but I took my home page and I decided to make a slight change to the wording on the site in one place to see if it would make a difference in the number of people who filled out the form here. Here's what the original version of my homepage says. If you'd like to spend some time around people who make $10,000 to $50,000 a month and get a clear understanding of how you can do it too, then what we have is for you. Now I thought I'd like to test what would happen if I took the 10 to 50K a month part off the site. So I created a new version of my homepage that says, if you'd like to see how successful investors make their money and get a clear understanding of how you can do it too, then what we have is for you. Not a huge difference, but I wanted to see if mentioning the money got more people to sign up. My theory was that people would look at the amount of money we were bringing in and they'd be all over that, right? So I didn't expect the version that didn't mention the money to work as well. But you never know, so I'm doing a split test to check it out. Let's look at the results so far. So far, 583 people have visited my website since I began this test. 70 people have filled out my form to join my email list. And overall, that's a 12% conversion rate, which is frustrating because this page used to pull in 20%, and it's because I've made some changes to my site that cut the number of people who signed up in half. But, just so you know, these changes really improved the quality of the people who signed up. So sometimes you want to sacrifice quantity for quality. If you have too many leads coming in and you can't handle them all, then you start looking for ways to better qualify your leads. So let's view the report and see the details of the test. The original version of my website that talked about the 10 to 50 grand a month converted 10.1% of the visitors. But my new version converts 13.9%. In real numbers, Google sent 287 visitors to the original version and 29 people signed up. And they sent 296 visitors to the new variation and 41 people signed up. That means that the new variation, the one that doesn't mention the money, converts 37% more people than the original. 37%! I wouldn't have thought that. Maybe the dollar amount is too high, it's not believable, maybe it's too much information too soon. It's hard to tell for sure why fewer people have responded to the original version with the money part in it. But the numbers here say that when I take the dollar amount off my website, it automatically improves my site performance by 37%. That's 37% more leads. If I had never mentioned the money, chances are I'd have something around the number 41 right here instead of a 29. I'd have more leads waiting for me to call them right now. And how much did it cost me to perform this test? Nothing. All it really cost me was a couple minutes to set up the split test. What do I gain by it? A 37% improvement. And I'll benefit from this for a long, long time. How much is a 37% increase in leads worth to me over the next couple years? That's a lot of leads. Let's look for a moment at these other numbers. Right here, Google Optimizer is telling me it's 91.7% sure that the new version of my homepage will outperform the original version. There's an 8% chance that the numbers are completely off, that it's a fluke, that more people signed up for the new version than the original. There's always that chance, But based on the numbers, Google is pretty sure the new version is better. 91.7% sure. The only way to be more sure is to let this experiment go on a bit longer and see if the numbers continue to hold true. Because if 1,000 people came to the site and these percentages stayed the same, then Google would become more certain of the results. If you want to be really sure, you can wait till there's a 95% confidence that the results are correct. And that's usually pretty conclusive, and all it takes is just more visitors. So I'll make the new version my new homepage at a 13.9% conversion rate. That's not bad, but maybe with another change I'll get it to 15%. And then I'll change another few things and get it to 18%, and then 20%. I'll keep testing different versions of my site and continue to improve things with each change until it's a super visitor converting juggernaut of a website. I'll try testing out button colors and pictures, add a picture and see what happens. Change the wording around or the color of my text. And there's a lot of things you can test out, and you'll be surprised at how often they make a significant difference. But the overall idea is that whenever you think there's something you can do to improve your website, don't just change it and assume that it's better because you think it's better. You never know what will happen until your site visitors cast their vote. And that vote is cast by either signing up or by leaving your website. Your visitors' actions don't lie. Google does a great job of walking you through the process of creating a split test, so I recommend you give it a shot. And once you've done it a couple of times, you can set one up in a few minutes. Split testing has done wonders for my websites, and I hope you found this information very useful. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.